Alright, okay, so it's the same day, but if y'all saw, I had to step outside. Hold on, let me maneuver the chair. I had to step outside for a moment in order to take care of a couple business, and one of them is this right here. It's just a sticker. It's just a sticker. But dang, $1.40? That's expensive. That is expensive. Let's get into the lesson. How do I devise a plan to destroy the enemy? Now, what I do is, obviously, yes, I study the Bible and I study the pattern in which the enemy plans to show up. And based off of how the enemy plans to show up, I build my day around the enemy showing up. So this is a time scheduling of how I sometimes build my day based off of who is showing up when. So I have the hours written here from 5 a.m. all the way to 7 p.m. because sometimes the enemy can distract and deter you from getting anything accomplished if you do not write it down. So that's what I did way back beginning in 2021, is writing down my schedule in order to not be deterred by the enemy, to not be able to get anything done, of which I still do that at this point, but I only do it on days that I know that I'm physically processing and physically filming. Those are the only times that I process a time schedule, a frame schedule. But what I process that with now is, what am I supposed to be doing at this hour per day while I wait to hit the record button so that the child doesn't react or attack me for filming at this hour, with the enemy having this valued information. Still searching for how the enemy gets the valued information, because they're not supposed to have it, but because they do have it, how did the enemy get this valued time information to know when one is going to be doing her filming and processing in order to get the child to react? How does the enemy know that? Because I certainly didn't give anything to the enemy, because I don't want the enemy knowing my business. I want to be able to do what I can do, what I have to do, when I need to do it, and when I want to do it comfortably without the enemy knowing anything. I don't always like people knowing what I do or what I'm doing until after I've done it. The only time I like people knowing when I've done something is when it's already done, which is why the song exists called Already Done. By the time you see this video, it's already done. I've already bought the items to this video, and by the time you're seeing this lesson, I've already, appropriated what's known as MT's video in my catalog to the product towards this lesson, which means I have taught about 7 weeks of lessons with each product that I use, 7 weeks in the shower, 14 days to finish off a body wash. I've already taught 14 days of lessons. By the time you're seeing that, probably 3 years later, it's already done. I've already used it. You see what I'm saying? So you're seeing the after effect. Oh, you haven't used the Olay Fresh Out. Yeah, I did. 2021. That's from 2021. That video that you're talking to me about right now in 2025, I've already done that in 2021. It's already in an empties video. Yes, I have. Olay Fresh Outlast Vitamin B3 Complex, the strawberry one, the plain strawberry. I've already done that. So, Jennifer Lopez has a song that goes, it's too late, it's too late, you got it, you got it, because I've already used that. It's 2025 now. You're watching that 3 years later because I used that in 2021. So that's how I like to process and schedule in order to not let the enemy know what I'm doing. Now here's how I also process and schedule for the month. I write down tasks that I want to accomplish on the first of the month. Okay, so this, I kind of do it like so, writing down the tasks that I want to accomplish on the first of the month and what I want to be able to process in video format by September. So, planning an English course. Started to plan the music session for business reporting. Okay? Alicia Keys, A New Day, Notes Written. Alicia Keys, Teenage Love Affairs. Notes prepped for Monday, January 6th, Web Page Design Unit 4. And that I planned in 2024. Attraction to Law, Makeup Application, Listening, What is the Law to the Brand Viva Color. I now have the dual. So how does the human being affect the law of Viva Color Dual Bronzer and Makeup Shade 03 Desert? Right now I'm currently writing down the notes in regards to that information in what I like to call the Peter, Frank, Robert, and Paul file. PFRP. Peter, Frank, Robert, Paul. You need a visual in order to describe your understanding of what you know and what you like in regards to what you studied. My dad and uncle Barack Obama, he likes to collect tools, even though it's the same thing for him. Peter, Frank, Robert, Paul, PFRP, he collects the tools that attaches itself to Viva Color, which attaches itself to me, which attaches itself to us being a team of one, in order to have the Peter, Frank, Robert, Paul file of the 100 languages of childhood in the information of restraining order. You see what I'm saying? So now that I have the product, I have the information based off of the net weight of the product, which is, the net weight of this is 8 grams to 28 ounces, which is 3 pages of information in that of restraining order. 3 pages. This 8 grams to 28 ounces of information in regards to separation and restraining order. Right here. Peter, Frank, Robert, Paul, PFRP. Still to complete, Alicia Keys' Unbreakable Notes, Alicia Keys' How Come You Don't Call Me, Music Connected to 2021 Waiting Period, 4 courses taught in 2024 to 2025 on web page designs. Note, waiting for music attached to Viva Color. In order to say that I've gotten the notes to complete the job in having the physical product of Viva Color Duo shade 03 Desert Rose. And basically what I did back then in order to distract and deter the enemy, thinking that I'm sitting there and I'm doing nothing, I built a time schedule, and while the enemy was telling me that I was doing nothing, between 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. I was in a biology class. The enemy then tells me, you didn't go to 270 Alton Towers. That's because I was in a biology class. I didn't have time to go because I was in a biology class. 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I was in a science class. You didn't go to Tim Hortons. I was in a science class devising the creation of the packaging to Viva Color and how to press the products together properly to not affect them to be broken unless the product falls from your hand. 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. I was in a meal prepping class. 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. I was in history and Bible study, connecting Viva Color to people to who causes the problem of the fact and information to needing a restraining order, i.e. don't break and enter into my house, because I will restrain you with more than just paperwork. 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. geography and mathematics. Still correlating how to teach those courses in the form of mathematics, especially because my daughter is about to graduate in 2027 June, and I need to figure out how to set up my bedroom in order to teach mathematics to kindergartners. And finally, 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. science and English. After 3:30 p.m., what did I do that day? I couldn't go to Tim Hortons on January 1st, 3:30 p.m. because the restaurant was closed. So I went on January 3rd instead, and I showed myself. When the store is closed, I don't go. The store must be open for me to be able to purchase something, because you will never laugh in my face in order to say, I made you go when I wasn't there. You will never be able to do that. So because I couldn't go on January 1st, 2025, I went on January 3rd instead, and I ordered my coffee, and now you're no longer in Canada. Well, 8 months later. Watch your mouth. Watch who you talk to, because I planned for it, so you never unwise me. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!